Have you ever given much thought to midges, often called blind mosquitoes, commonly found around the lakes of Florida or the shores of the Great Lakes? You might be out for a jog or taking a peaceful stroll when suddenly an unidentified swarm of bugs starts gathering right above your head. You wave your hands to swat them away, but they won't leave. You change directions, yet they stubbornly follow you, almost as if you've become a moving target for these tiny insects. Let your guard down for just a second, and these incredibly irritating pests will fly right into your eyes, nose, or even your mouth. At first glance, they closely resemble mosquitoes or mayflies, but these insects are officially known as midges.
These insects typically lay their eggs in stagnant pools, reservoirs, or along riverbanks. What's truly fascinating, however, is that their larvae can miraculously thrive in heavily polluted, oxygen-deprived water. So how exactly do they survive in such toxic conditions? The secret lies in their blood. Much like humans, midge larvae possess hemoglobin to transport oxygen. This gives the larvae a distinct crimson color, which is why American anglers commonly refer to them as bloodworms. Thanks to this hemoglobin, they can effortlessly survive and multiply in severely degraded waters where other aquatic life would simply suffocate. Once the larvae mature into adults, they measure roughly 0.4 inches in length. Because they bear a striking physical resemblance to mosquitoes, it is incredibly easy to mistake them for the biting pests we all dread. However, as they transition into adulthood, their entire oral structure essentially disappears. Because their entire oral structure essentially disappears, they are physically incapable of biting humans or animals to draw blood. This is precisely why they have earned the nickname blind mosquitoes. It takes approximately 30 long days for a larva to develop into a fully grown adult underwater. Yet, once they finally emerge from the water as adults, their lifespan is tragically short, lasting only about a week. Without a mouth, they simply cannot eat. Unable to feed, they must spend the entirety of their short 7-day existence completely focused on a single desperate goal: reproducing to ensure the survival of their species. To propagate their species, mating is an absolute necessity. To maximize their chances of success, it is far more advantageous to gather in dense groups rather than scattering individually to find a mate. Therefore, they congregate in a single location for mass reproduction. For thousands, even tens of thousands of these insects to assemble in one spot, they require a specific reference point, almost as if by unspoken agreement. From the insect's visual perspective, the most prominent and easily distinguishable landmark serves as the perfect beacon. Streetlights act as excellent reference points for these swarms. This is why, on a dark night, you can often see massive swarms of bugs billowing like smoke beneath the glow of a street lamp. However, when day breaks, these artificial lights disappear. In the absence of a glowing beacon, a human towering and moving against the backdrop of a flat landscape becomes a highly conspicuous target in their field of vision. In essence, these midges designate a walking person as their new reference point. They fly in, converge right above our heads, and the females dive into the cluster of males to begin mating. To put it simply, for the grand cycle of life, these insects have been using the top of our heads as a stage to host a frantic mating party. This biological phenomenon, where immense numbers gather and fly in unison, is officially known as swarming. While this overhead party of theirs might be a nuisance to us, these insects actually play a crucial role in nature. This is because their larvae voraciously consume organic matter and pollutants in the water, serving as surprisingly helpful agents of water purification. Furthermore, the billions of adult midges that form these swarms serve as a vital source of protein for birds, fish, and bats. Without them, the entire ecosystem surrounding these lakes would simply collapse. However, a word of caution is necessary. If individuals with sensitive skin come into contact with the carcasses or dust of adult midges, it can trigger allergic dermatitis or asthma. Therefore, if you find them gathering above your head during a walk, it is best to simply step away quietly rather than flailing your bare hands to swat them. The fierce and awe-inspiring laws of life hidden in plain sight, delivered to you in under 5 minutes. That brings us to the end of today's Flat Archive video. Thank you for watching.